In this brief summary, you will discover how to create a second brain, a knowledge management system that will revolutionize your productivity and help you handle vast amounts of information. This book presents an accessible approach to organizing your personal repository of ideas and notes, synchronized across all devices, giving you the confidence to tackle your important projects and goals. Unlock the potential of your ideas and transform them into powerful improvements in your work and life with the help of the second brain. Certainly, here's a retelling of the promise of a second brain. Imagine how often you've tried to remember something crucial, only for it to slip away from your thoughts. It might have been a fact during a conversation, a brilliant idea during a commute, or a valuable takeaway from an article or book. In our information-rich world, these experiences have become increasingly common. We're bombarded with advice and consume vast amounts of content, yet we often struggle to apply that knowledge. We've become information hoarders, accumulating content that only adds to our anxiety. But this book offers a solution. It recognizes that the content we consume isn't worthless. It's essential. The challenge is consuming it at the right time. Imagine if the business book you're reading or the insights from a podcast interview could be accessed precisely when you need them. This book introduces a concept called building a second brain, a system based on personal knowledge management. Similar to how personal computers revolutionized technology and personal finance changed money management, this system aims to maximize our knowledge. Building a second brain teaches you how to find past knowledge in seconds, organize knowledge to drive your projects forward, preserve your best thoughts, connect ideas across different aspects of your life, share your work confidently, achieve peace of mind knowing your system keeps track of details, spend more time creating and less time searching. When you transform your relationship with information, technology becomes a tool for enhancing your cognitive abilities. This book guides you in creating a second brain, a digital archive of your valuable memories, ideas, and knowledge. It's like having a personal library at your fingertips, empowering you to recall everything and achieve your goals. Personal knowledge management is a fundamental challenge and an incredible opportunity in today's world. Those who master information flow will be empowered, while those who rely solely on their biological brains will struggle with life's complexity. The author has researched how creative minds manage their processes and experimented with information tools. This book distills insights from teaching thousands of people worldwide to unlock their idea potential. With a second brain, you can tap into your hidden strengths, creativity, and productivity. It's a system that supports you when you're forgetful and unleashes your potential. In the next chapter, the author shares their journey of building a second brain and the lessons learned, offering a path for you to do the same. In Chapter 1, the author begins by recounting a period in their life during college when they experienced a mysterious throat pain that doctors couldn't diagnose. Despite various medical visits and tests, no relief was found. They resorted to a potent medication with severe side effects, including memory loss. However, a turning point occurred when they decided to take charge of their own health. They began journaling about their condition, creating a personal record of treatments and their effects. This led to the discovery of functional voice disorders and the realization that their condition required lifestyle changes rather than medication. They explored the mind-body connection, noting how thoughts and feelings influence their physical state. Through lifestyle changes and voice exercises, they found some relief from the pain. Notably, keeping detailed notes played a crucial role in this process, allowing them to analyze patterns and track their progress. This experience inspired the author to explore the potential of technology for managing information. They found that digital note-taking allowed them to organize information efficiently. They applied this method to excel academically and later as a Peace Corps volunteer teaching English in Ukraine. Returning to the U.S. for work, they joined a consulting firm in San Francisco, where the fast-paced environment demanded effective information management. By diligently taking notes on everything they learned and using a note-taking app, they became a valuable resource in their workplace, able to quickly retrieve important information and contribute to projects. The chapter underscores the power of writing things down and digital note-taking as tools for managing information and enhancing one's abilities. It sets the stage for the author's exploration of a more comprehensive system for personal knowledge management. In this part of the book, the author discovers the potential of their personal collection of notes and files as a valuable business asset while working on consulting projects. They realize that human capital, encompassing knowledge and know-how, is immensely valuable, and that their collection of notes could be considered a part of this capital. Recognizing the potential of their second brain to not only aid personal organization but also assist others, they began teaching their organizational methods to colleagues. This teaching eventually led to the creation of an online course called Building a Second Brain, which garnered a global audience and community of learners. The author emphasizes that this book isn't about achieving some idealized life, but rather about optimizing a system outside of oneself, leaving individuals free to explore and embrace the moments that make them feel alive. The book outlines 3 parts: the historical legacy of knowledge management, the method for building a second brain, and the practical applications of this system for enhancing productivity and achieving personal goals. In this chapter, the author explores the concept of a second brain and its significance in managing information effectively in the modern world. They emphasize the importance of information in everything we do, from work projects to personal goals, and highlight the overwhelming amount of information people consume daily. The author discusses the challenges of information overload and how it often leads to exhaustion and wasted time spent searching for misplaced notes and data. They argue that human brains haven't evolved to cope with the increasing demands of the digital age. To address these challenges, the author introduces the concept of a second brain as a digital commonplace book, a tool for organizing, searching, and syncing digital notes and observations across devices. They draw a parallel with historical commonplace books used by intellectuals and explain how this modern version can enhance our thinking, learning, and personal growth. The second brain is portrayed as a versatile and adaptable tool for various purposes, such as studying, work, or personal life. It's presented as a knowledge collection designed to serve a lifetime of learning and thinking, providing a private space to develop ideas and collaborate with others. The author encourages the adoption of digital note-taking tools to enhance natural cognitive abilities, and suggests rethinking note-taking as a practice that goes beyond school and becomes essential for knowledge workers in managing information effectively. In the professional world, note-taking is seen as a means to capture, organize, and act upon information rather than just preparing for tests. In this section, the author emphasizes the transformation of note-taking from a school-based practice into a dynamic and essential tool for professionals. They introduce the concept of a knowledge-building block, defining a note as a discrete unit of information that has been interpreted through an individual's unique perspective and stored digitally. The author illustrates how a knowledge-building block can take various forms, including passages from books, photos with annotations, bullet point lists, or personal reflections. These notes are seen as valuable units of knowledge that can be combined to create more significant work such as reports, arguments, proposals, or stories. The author likens these notes to Lego blocks that can be easily searched, retrieved, and assembled into new forms. They emphasize that technology has transformed note-taking, allowing digital notes to be stored in the cloud, making them accessible from anywhere. This shift enables people to focus on curating and organizing their notes rather than spending time cataloging them on paper. The author then presents two contrasting scenarios, one of a person without a second brain who struggles with the overwhelming demands of work and life, and another of a person who has built a second brain and uses it to efficiently manage their thoughts and ideas. The latter individual is portrayed as more confident, creative, and capable of pursuing their goals. Overall, the author highlights the power of adopting a modern note-taking approach, demonstrating how it can transform one's productivity, decision-making, and overall quality of life. This section delves into the idea of using technology as thinking tools to extend the capabilities of the human mind. It begins by referencing scholars and innovators from the 20th century who envisioned creating an extended mind through technology to amplify human intellect and address societal challenges. While technology has advanced significantly since then, the text highlights the paradox of our current situation. Despite technological progress, many of us spend excessive time on ephemeral social media, bookmark articles we rarely revisit, and create documents that get lost in digital clutter. The author believes that we've reached a point where technology is sufficiently advanced and user-friendly to integrate with our biological brains. Computers have become essential components of our thinking processes. The text emphasizes the need to realize the early pioneers' vision, enabling everyone to have an extended mind for enhanced memory, productivity, and a more fulfilling life. In the footnotes, the author references Herbert Simon's idea that information consumption consumes our attention, highlighting the modern problem of information overload. They also provide historical context for the term commonplace and mention various cultural practices related to note-taking. The author points out how external tools, like smartphones and the internet, have become extensions of our minds, referencing research on extended cognition. Finally, they mention Vannevar Bush's concept of a memex, a scholar's workstation that stores information and aids memory, as an early vision of using technology to extend human capabilities. In Chapter 3 of the book, the concept of a second brain is likened to a reliable personal assistant. It's always ready to capture valuable information, follow directions, make suggestions, and remind you of important matters. The chapter explores the four main capabilities of a second brain. Making ideas concrete. Before working with ideas, they need to be offloaded from our minds and put into a concrete form. Digital notes, while not physical, serve as a visual representation of ideas that can be observed, rearranged, and edited. Revealing new associations between ideas. Creativity involves connecting seemingly unrelated ideas. A second brain helps facilitate this connectivity by storing diverse material in one place, increasing the likelihood of noticing unusual associations. Incubating ideas over time. Your second brain evolves from being primarily a memory tool to becoming a thinking tool. Ideas captured gravitate toward each other, cross-pollinating and leading to new insights. Sharpening unique perspectives. As you use your second brain to remember, connect, and create, it becomes a valuable resource to express your thoughts and ideas, impacting others positively. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of choosing a digital note-taking app as the centerpiece of your second brain, highlighting their multimedia, informal, open-ended, and action-oriented nature. The text suggests various note-taking apps, including Microsoft OneNote, Google Keep, Apple Notes, Notion, and Evernote. Lastly, the chapter discusses the 3 stages of personal knowledge management in a second brain: remembering, using it as a memory aid, connecting, turning it into a thinking tool, and creating, using it to share knowledge and ideas. The stories of individuals like Camille, Fernando, and Terrell illustrate how technology can enhance memory, connect ideas, and support creativity in various aspects of life and work. The code method, introduced in this part of the book, offers a 4-step approach to creating and working with your second brain: capture, organize, distill, and express. Capture. This step involves making intentional decisions about what information you want to consume and capture. Instead of trying to consume everything, focus on capturing ideas and insights that truly resonate with you. Organize. Rather than creating a rigid hierarchy for organizing your notes, organize them for actionability. Prioritize notes that align with your current projects and goals. This approach simplifies and streamlines the vast amount of information available. Distill. As you capture and organize notes, patterns and connections between ideas will emerge. Distilling notes down to their essence helps you find the core message quickly. This is crucial for easy reference in the future and enhances knowledge accessibility. Express. The ultimate goal of knowledge management is to share your ideas, story, and knowledge with others. To avoid being overwhelmed by consuming information without taking action, shift your focus from consuming to creating. Express your knowledge through various means, such as writing, teaching, or sharing your expertise. The book emphasizes that you're likely already doing much of this work in some form. These principles are adaptable and timeless, applicable to any profession or field. The code method is a modern take on creating a commonplace book tailored to the information age. Part 2 of the book will delve into practical techniques for implementing each step of the code method to enhance memory, intelligence, and creativity. These techniques are accessible and don't require advanced technology, making them easy to implement with everyday devices and apps. Chapter 4 of the book focuses on the importance of capturing information that resonates with us and transforming it into a private knowledge collection. It likens information to food for the brain, emphasizing the vital role it plays in our lives, from understanding the world to making wise decisions. Capture for a second brain. The chapter highlights the value of a second brain, a digital space where you can curate and cultivate your ideas. It introduces the idea of creating a knowledge garden, where you plant the most interesting and insightful ideas you come across. Taylor Swift's note-taking. The chapter uses Taylor Swift as an example of someone who relies on digital note-taking to capture creative ideas. Her note-taking process is an integral part of her songwriting, allowing her to record lyrics, melodies, and concepts as they come to her, regardless of where she is or what she's doing. Creative support systems. The chapter emphasizes that even highly successful creatives like Taylor Swift and Jerry Seinfeld rely on systems to support their creative processes. It highlights the importance of not just having talent, but also channeling and developing it. Expanding the definition of knowledge. The chapter expands the definition of knowledge to include various forms of content we encounter daily, from text snippets to images and voice memos. It introduces the concept of knowledge assets that can be used in the future to solve problems, save time, or learn from past experiences. What to keep and what not to keep. The chapter provides guidance on what types of content are suitable for digital notes and what should be kept elsewhere. It advises against storing sensitive or large files in notes apps and suggests using specialized apps for certain formats. 12 Favorite Problems. Inspired by Richard Feynman, the chapter introduces the 12 Favorite Problems exercise to help individuals decide what information to capture. This exercise encourages people to identify the topics or issues they are most passionate about, making it easier to curate their knowledge. The chapter underscores the idea that knowledge isn't just about storing information, but about curating and cultivating it for future use. It encourages readers to begin building their knowledge gardens and capturing valuable insights that resonate with them. In this text, the author discusses the importance of maintaining a list of favorite problems or open questions to fuel creativity and learning. The author draws inspiration from Richard Feynman's approach, who kept a dozen open questions in his mind, tested new findings against them, and made connections across different subjects. Feynman's method led to breakthroughs, like his insight into the relationship between spin and wobble while observing a spinning plate. This curiosity-driven approach eventually earned him a Nobel Prize. The text suggests that individuals should identify their own favorite problems or questions, both abstract and practical, to inspire lifelong learning and creativity. These questions can serve as a guiding force in collecting and organizing relevant information. The author provides capture criteria to decide what information to save in a second brain. Does it inspire me? Is it useful? Is it personal? Is it surprising? They emphasize that resonating with the information is key to efficient note-taking. The author encourages using capture tools, note-taking apps, and specialized tools to save valuable content from various sources while keeping track of the source's details. This chapter discusses various methods for capturing information and knowledge outside of your own mind to create a digital repository. It highlights the importance of externalizing thoughts and ideas as a way to enhance memory, foster creativity, and improve overall well-being. The chapter explores different capture tools and techniques, such as ebook apps, read later apps, notes apps, social media apps, web clippers, audio/voice transcription apps, and more. These tools allow you to collect and preserve valuable information from various sources like ebooks, online articles, podcasts, videos, emails, and other digital content. The benefits of externalizing thoughts through capturing include improved memory retention, enhanced thinking, and potential health benefits. Writing down or recording thoughts activates different parts of the brain, leading to deeper understanding and creativity. Additionally, the act of capturing allows you to step away from the reactivity loop that often accompanies online information consumption, providing time for reflection and objectivity. The chapter emphasizes that capturing should be an effortless and intuitive process. It encourages readers to explore various capture tools, find what works best for them, and focus on capturing content that resonates with them. The goal is not to capture everything but to make the most of the thoughts and experiences encountered daily. Finally, the chapter ends with a reminder that the true value of capturing knowledge lies in how it's put to use, which will be explored further in the following chapters. Chapter 5 discusses the importance of organizing information for actionability and introduces a practical system called PARA, projects, areas, resources, and archives, for managing digital information effectively. It begins with a story about renowned dance choreographer Twyla Tharp, who uses a simple organizing technique called the box to structure her creative process. Every new project starts with a labeled box, and everything related to that project goes inside it. This system provides her with a sense of purpose and organization, ensuring she knows where to find materials when needed. The chapter highlights how a well-organized digital environment is crucial for productivity and creativity, similar to how our physical surroundings impact our thinking. Your digital workspace should be intentionally designed to support your work. The PARA system, comprising projects, areas, resources, and archives, is introduced as a way to categorize and organize digital information based on actionability. Projects are for short-term efforts, areas for long-term responsibilities, resources for topics of potential future use, and archives for inactive items from the other categories. This system simplifies information management, making it easier to locate and apply knowledge when needed. It promotes an action-oriented approach to digital organization, allowing you to focus on your goals rather than the complexities of categorization. In this chapter, the author introduces the PARA system, a method for organizing digital information to enhance productivity and creativity. PARA stands for projects, areas, resources, and archives. Projects. These are short-term tasks with clear outcomes and specific timelines. Examples include work-related tasks like web design and personal tasks like learning a new language. Areas. These are ongoing responsibilities in both personal and professional life, such as managing finances or maintaining relationships. Areas don't have an endpoint, but require continuous attention and organization. Resources. This category includes topics of interest, research materials, and hobbies. It's a repository for information that may be useful in the future, but doesn't belong to a current project or area. Archives. This is where completed projects, retired areas of responsibility, or outdated resources are stored. It's a way to keep them accessible while decluttering your active workspace. The author emphasizes that PARA is a flexible system applicable across various digital platforms and locations. It simplifies information management, making it easier to find and utilize knowledge when needed. The book discusses an organization system called PARA, which stands for Projects, Areas, Resources, and Archives. It provides a solution to the challenge of deciding where to save digital notes and files. The author emphasizes separating the capture and organization of ideas, allowing for easier and more efficient content management. Projects are the most actionable items with clear deadlines, followed by areas, which have a longer time horizon. Resources contain information that may become actionable, and archives store inactive items. The author suggests a checklist for deciding where to place a note, focusing on usefulness and immediacy. The book draws an analogy between PARA and organizing a kitchen. Each category corresponds to different stages of usefulness, mirroring the accessibility of items in a kitchen. The author emphasizes that the goal is to make knowledge actionable, and that the organization should adapt as needs change. The book highlights the importance of completed creative projects, as they fuel motivation and clarity. The author encourages readers to move quickly and touch lightly, suggesting starting with project folders in their note-taking apps. The focus is on capturing new notes, organizing them, and moving them to the archives when projects are completed. The book concludes by emphasizing that PARA is a dynamic, evolving system that doesn't require perfection. Chapter 6 of the book, How to Take Smart Notes, by Synchronized, discusses the importance of distilling knowledge from various sources. It begins with the story of Francis Ford Coppola and how he used a prompt book technique to create the iconic movie, The Godfather. Coppola's process involved reading the novel, taking notes, and distilling the essence of each scene into a sentence. The chapter emphasizes the value of systematically gathering building blocks from reading and research to make the final product richer and more impactful. It introduces the concept of code, which stands for collect, organize, distill, and express, with a focus on the third step, distill. The author explains that notes are like unfinished pieces of raw material and need refinement to become valuable knowledge assets. Discoverability is a crucial aspect of making notes useful, and the chapter introduces the idea of progressive summarization as a technique to distill notes down to their most important points and layers. This involves highlighting key points, bolding them, and even creating an executive summary for particularly valuable notes. The goal is to enhance the discoverability of notes and make them more actionable for the future. In summary, Chapter 6 of the book explores the importance of distilling knowledge from collected notes and introduces the progressive summarization technique as a way to make notes more discoverable and useful for future reference. In Zooming In and Out of Your Map of Knowledge, the author discusses the concept of progressive summarization, which involves interacting with your notes in different layers based on your needs. It's like having a map of your notes that you can zoom in or out of, depending on whether you want to focus on details or get a broader view of your knowledge. Progressive summarization helps you create a map of the best ideas in your notes without deleting anything, making it easier to navigate through your knowledge landscape. The author provides 4 examples of progressive summarization. Wikipedia articles. You can save key excerpts from Wikipedia articles to create your private encyclopedia with relevant information. Online articles. When casually reading articles, you can capture valuable insights and revisit them later when you have a specific need, like when you're ready to apply the knowledge. Podcasts and audio. Even when you can't take notes in real time, you can capture ideas from podcasts or conversations and use them later for inspiration or decision making. Meeting notes. You can use progressive summarization to distill and extract actionable insights from messy meeting notes, helping you make better use of your time. The author also compares progressive summarization to the creative process of distillation, exemplified by Pablo Picasso's drawings of a bull and Ken Burns' documentary filmmaking. It's a method for forgetting as much as possible to highlight the most essential and valuable information, ultimately improving the quality of your knowledge. The book discusses 3 common mistakes novice note-takers often make. Over-highlighting. People tend to highlight too much information, thinking it will help them remember everything. However, this volume of highlights can create confusion later. Notes should be like bookmarks, signaling interesting content, and shouldn't include every tiny detail. Each layer of highlighting should include no more than 10 to 20% of the previous layer. Highlighting without a purpose. Highlighting should be done when you have a clear purpose in mind, such as creating something specific. Don't spend hours meticulously highlighting without knowing how you'll use the notes. Only distill notes when it's virtually guaranteed to be worth it. Making highlighting difficult. Highlighting should be intuitive. Don't overanalyze or categorize each point. Rely on your intuition to identify passages that are interesting, counterintuitive, or relevant to your interests. Look for content that moves you or piques your interest, and use this as a guide for highlighting. The goal of progressive summarization is to make it easy to find and work with your notes in the future. Distillation makes your ideas compact and easy to load into your mind. The effort you put into organizing your notes is meant to prepare you for future challenges and opportunities. In the next chapter, the book will delve into using your collected and distilled material to express your own point of view. Chapter 7 of the book discusses the life and creative process of Octavia Estelle Butler, a highly successful science fiction writer. Born in 1947 in Pasadena, California, as Octavia Estelle Butler, she faced challenges like shyness and bullying during her early years. Despite these obstacles and initial setbacks in her writing, she became a celebrated writer, winning multiple Hugo and Nebula Awards. Octavia's journey as a writer was marked by her commitment to her craft. She established 3 rules for herself: always carry a notebook and something to write with, stay observant, and find a way to overcome obstacles. She meticulously maintained commonplace books, noting down various aspects of her life and gathering material for her stories. She studied diverse subjects, traveled, and sought to ground her stories in reality. One of her novels, The Parable of the Sower, gained newfound relevance in 2020 due to its portrayal of a post-apocalyptic world, reflecting contemporary concerns about climate change and societal upheaval. Octavia's work was praised for its ability to envision alternative futures and address crucial themes, including environmental collapse, inequality, gender fluidity, and societal hierarchies. She was a pioneer of Afrofuturism, focusing on marginalized groups as heroes in her narratives. Octavia's meticulous record-keeping and preservation of her work, notes, and documents provide valuable insights into her creative process. This collection, containing over 9,000 items, is now housed at the Huntington Library. The chapter also discusses the importance of intermediate packets, IPs, in the creative process. IPs are small building blocks of work in progress that can be reused and refined over time. By breaking down larger tasks into manageable IPs, individuals can better manage their attention, make progress even in short time spans, gather feedback more frequently, and ultimately assemble entire projects more efficiently. This text discusses the process of retrieving and reusing past work, emphasizing the importance of building confidence in your second brain to access information when needed. It introduces 4 retrieval methods: search, browsing, tags, and serendipity. Search. This method involves using a Notes app search function to quickly find information by keywords. It's ideal when you know what you're looking for and want to save time. Browsing. Organizing notes into folders based on projects or topics allows for manual navigation, which can be useful when you prefer to scan and explore information visually. Tags. Tags act as labels applied to notes, making it easier to gather related information from different folders. They're especially handy when you want to connect notes across categories. Serendipity. This method involves unexpected connections and insights that can emerge while using other retrieval methods. It's about allowing creativity to flow and embracing unpredictability. The text also illustrates 3 stages of expressing your work: remembering, retrieving ideas, connecting, using notes to tell a bigger story, and creating, completing projects and goals. It emphasizes the collaborative nature of creativity and encourages sharing your work for feedback and improvement. Additionally, the text highlights the value of intermediate packets, abbreviated as IPs, and the concept of kit bashing, which involves remixing existing parts to create something new. It concludes by emphasizing the importance of self-expression and unlocking creative potential by sharing your ideas and creations with others. Chapter 8 of the book discusses the art of creative execution, emphasizing that creative products are always new, while the creative process remains timeless. The author shares personal experiences growing up in a multicultural household filled with art and music, with a singer and guitarist mother and a professional painter father. The chapter explores how the author's father employed various strategies to integrate creativity into his daily life, from sketching during sermons to using unusual vegetables as still life models. The chapter emphasizes the importance of planning and strategizing for creativity, highlighting the need to gather and organize source material before starting a creative project. It introduces the concept of the code method, which focuses on using digital tools to enhance human creativity and innovation. The method involves 4 steps: capture, organize, distill, and express. The chapter then delves into the concept of divergence and convergence as a fundamental pattern in the creative process. Divergence involves opening up possibilities and exploring various options, while convergence entails narrowing down choices, making decisions, and moving forward. These principles apply to various creative fields, such as writing, engineering, design, and photography. 3 strategies for completing creative projects are introduced. The archipelago of ideas. This technique involves gathering a group of ideas, sources, or points that form the backbone of a project. It helps in planning and organizing thoughts for a creative endeavor. The Hemingway Bridge. Named after Ernest Hemingway, this strategy involves ending a work session with a clear idea of what comes next, creating a bridge between one's current progress and the next work session. Dial down the scope. This technique suggests starting with a smaller, simpler version of a project that delivers value in less time. It encourages creative individuals to test their ideas with concrete, manageable steps while seeking feedback. The chapter concludes by emphasizing the iterative nature of creativity, with divergence and convergence as an ongoing cycle that leads to the completion of creative projects. In Divergence and convergence in the wild, behind the scenes of a home project. The author recounts their experience remodeling their garage into a home office. They initially identified the need for a better workspace and outlined their project using an archipelago of ideas. They gathered existing notes, recommendations, and inspiration to inform their project. Despite time constraints, they used Hemingway bridges to make progress. As their project ambitions grew, they applied the technique of dialing down the scope to focus on essential elements and set constraints, such as budget and a deadline. This helped them narrow their project scope and move forward efficiently. The author then encourages readers to try a similar approach to executing projects by creating an outline, gathering relevant notes and materials, and working on a first iteration. They emphasize the importance of resisting the urge to endlessly research and suggest seeking feedback from others. The author also shares personal insights and references the influence of their father's creative process, design thinking, the benefits of using a notes app, and the concept of beginning with the end in mind. Chapter 9 of Your Second Brain by Tiago Forte discusses the essential habits of digital organizers and their role in enhancing productivity and creativity. It emphasizes the balance between organization and creativity and highlights that being organized is a habit, not just a personality trait or a matter of finding the right tools. The chapter introduces 3 crucial habits for maintaining a functional second brain. Project checklists. These ensure that you start and finish your projects consistently, making use of past work. Weekly and monthly reviews. Periodic reviews of your work and life to assess if any changes are necessary. Noticing habits. Recognizing opportunities to edit, highlight, or move notes for better discoverability. The author draws parallels with the culinary philosophy of mise en place, where chefs maintain an organized workspace to work efficiently and maintain high-quality output. In the context of knowledge work, these habits help reduce cognitive load and allow for a smoother flow of creativity and productivity. The chapter provides detailed checklists for project kickoffs and completions and emphasizes the importance of celebrating project completions as moments of fulfillment in a knowledge worker's life. The book, The Review Habit, Why You Should Batch Process Your Notes and How Often, discusses the importance of regular reviews to manage and organize digital notes effectively. It introduces the concept of weekly and monthly reviews, inspired by David Allen's Getting Things Done approach. These reviews help individuals reset and organize their work and life, with a focus on managing digital notes efficiently. Weekly review. Conducted once a week to reset and review work and life. Involves writing down new to-dos, reviewing active projects, and setting priorities for the upcoming week. The author recommends adding the step of reviewing and categorizing notes from the past week into appropriate folders. Weekly review checklist. Clear the email inbox. Check the calendar. Clear the computer desktop. Clear the notes inbox by reviewing and categorizing notes into appropriate folders. PARA method. Choose tasks for the week. Monthly review. A more reflective and holistic review conducted on a monthly basis. Focuses on evaluating and updating goals, projects, areas of responsibility, and someday/maybe tasks. Helps in reprioritizing tasks based on changing circumstances. The book also emphasizes the importance of noticing habits, which involve capturing valuable ideas, making notes more actionable, and recognizing opportunities to improve organization while working in your digital notes environment. It encourages users to build their second brain gradually and adapt it to their needs over time. Lastly, the book advises that while maintaining an organized digital notes system is crucial, it doesn't require perfection. It's a forgiving system that can be managed in the flow of daily life, with the understanding that not every idea or note needs immediate attention. The goal is to have a useful working system rather than a perfect but complex one. Chapter 10 of the book explores the shift in the way we interact with information in the modern age. In the past, information was scarce and locked away, but now we have access to an endless stream of data. The nature of work has also changed, with knowledge and attention becoming more valuable than physical labor. The chapter emphasizes that our mindset is more crucial than the tools we use. It discusses the shift from a scarcity mindset, where we hoard information and fear missing out, to an abundance mindset, where we see knowledge as abundant and interconnected. Another shift is from doing things out of obligation to doing them from a spirit of service. Building a second brain allows us to share knowledge and serve others effectively. The practice of building a second brain is not just about collecting facts, but also about uncovering our own tacit knowledge. It helps us discover our true selves and find our unique perspectives on the world. The chapter also highlights the importance of self-expression as a fundamental human need. The author's personal journey, including meditation and blogging, demonstrates the power of self-expression in coping with challenges and finding meaning in life. The book, The Courage to Share, emphasizes the importance of sharing one's unique stories and experiences with the world. It encourages readers not to undervalue their wisdom and to overcome the fear of sharing. The author asserts that by speaking up and expressing themselves, individuals can make a profound impact on others' lives and bridge the gap that separates humanity. The book also discusses the concept of a second brain as a tool to organize and manage personal knowledge effectively. It provides practical steps to get started on building and using this second brain, emphasizing the importance of flexibility and adapting the system to one's needs. Ultimately, the book encourages readers to chase their passions and obsessions while documenting their journeys through note-taking.